Okay, if everything is working correctly, we are currently live, broadcasting to YouTube. The first live stream of AMS Live. I think nobody is watching at the moment, which is logical. If you are watching this at a later stage, welcome. This is AMS Live, and this is our first live stream. As you can see, we're currently at Amsterdam Schiphol Airport alongside the Polderbaan. It's a lovely day. It's 9 or 10 degrees Celsius. The sun is coming out after some rain showers this morning. You can still see that the runway is a little bit wet. But for the remainder of this afternoon, the forecast is going to be great. Sunny, or at least dry. Not a lot of wind. My name is Boy, I'm the host. I'll be your host this afternoon, when we will be broadcasting, hopefully for a few hours, see if everything works. Obviously did some planning and some testing before going live today. So this is sort of a semi-test. Still have to see if everything works out in real life as well, while we are watching another airplane coming in, Turkish. A321. Let me also have a look at flight radar and see what's coming. What we now see approaching is an airplane from Transavia, Boeing 737-800 from Naples, Italy. After that we have an A320 on final coming from London Heathrow, British Airways. After that another Transavia airplane, another 738. Coming from Faro, also the Mediterranean area. Keeping in the speed. Which isn't strange, given that the Polderbaan is quite a long taxi back to the gate. 15 minutes or so, as probably a lot of you will know. Meanwhile, we also see the previous plane still taxiing back to the gate. Beautifully shot in the same view. Meanwhile, we have a new arrival. This is the machine coming from London Heathrow. You can see the wetness still on the tarmac. Wasn't a lot of rain though, but the tarmac is still a bit wet. Not extremely wet, of course, but you can see it. Okay, let's have a look and see what's next. You can see a KLM Embraer coming in from Stavanger. Then we have a Dreamliner 789 coming from Abu Dhabi, from Etihad. And it seems that after that we get a 737 from KLM coming in from Barcelona. Alright, let's quickly pan back to the left, because we have the Etihad Dreamliner coming in. This machine 4 years old. Shiny new still. And spoilers lowered. Alright, let's see what's next. We have another plane coming in. Where is it? There it is. After this, we have 2 more Embraers coming up. One of the new Embraers. You can see how big these engines are if you compare them with the older models. Really following the trend, of course, of bigger engines, more fuel efficient, more quiet. away she goes. Okay. Meanwhile, we have another airplane almost ready to land. EasyJet. A 319. Cute little Airbus A319. Let's see what Flight Radar has to say. Oh, there's an Airbus A330-200 coming up from Houston, from KLM. We have another wide body coming in. Right. It seems that I accidentally put the volume of one of my mics a bit too high. Might be the case that that sounded a little bit harsh. All right. I was just checking some settings. Just making sure that the sound is as optimal as I can get it. Okay. Let's see what is coming up next. The plane we are now seeing approaching is an Embraer coming from Aberdeen, and after that comes another Embraer coming in from Marseille, and after that an Airbus 319 from London Gatwick is coming in. So for now, still only narrow bodies. Keep up the speed, get back to the gate as quickly as possible. It was good to have some coffee at hand. There does seem to be some crosswind if we look at the angle that the airplane is pointing. It is crabbing a little bit, not extremely, but you can definitely tell that there's some crosswind from the right hand side for them. Hop, hop. Hop, hop, hop. And spoilers lowered. Okay, let's have a look, see what's next. Okay, there's an A320 coming in. After that, another A320 from Milan. We have another 73 from Transavia coming in after that. Okay. Okay, we have a 738 coming in from Malaga. After that, a Dash 8 coming from London Heathrow. And after that, we have a Dreamliner coming in from Jeddah, from Saudi. First, two more narrow body planes. Seems that the wind is picking up a little bit, or it might just be my impression. This pilot too keeps up the speed, making sure that the taxi is as brief as possible. Going from Haarlem all the way to the gate in Amsterdam. Here we have the Dash 8 coming in. Not a lot of operators fly these anymore. I'm thinking if there are any other operators I can think of right now other than Flybe who still exploits these machines. Okay, so if I remember correctly, we now should be seeing a Dreamliner from Saudi coming in from Jeddah. Coming in. Let's see. There it is. There it is. So this machine, 5 years old, from 2017. Okay, so this was the Dreamliner coming in from Jeddah. Now next up we have Lufthansa A320 coming in from Frankfurt. After that we have another plane coming in from Malaga, Vueling, and that's also another 320. After the A320 from Vueling, I see that a Boeing 737-800 is coming in from London Heathrow. So we have 3 narrow bodies approaching. After that, I see a 737-800 coming in from Madrid. Yeah, so narrow bodies it is for the next couple of minutes. Kievit. The Schiphol scarecrows passing by just now. Or bird controllers as they're officially called. Alright, and the next one is also coming up. Oh, focus, focus. Looking at the way they land, you can definitely tell that there's some crosswind, that they do have to do some work. Another pilot keeping in the speed to make sure that they are back to the gate as quickly as possible. Braking too early means a long taxi ride, of course. This being the runway furthest removed from the main platform area. Alright, let's have a look at flight radar. Next up we have a 737 from KLM coming in from Madrid, and after that a 738 from Ryanair coming in from Dublin. So let's have a look and see them land. and it's on its way back to the gate. So this plane we now see arriving is the 738 from Dublin, Ryanair, and after that we have an EasyJet A320 coming in from Manchester, and following that another A320 coming in from Munich, Lufthansa. So it's still narrow bodies for the time being. Still see some spray from the tarmac from the thrust reversers, although not as much anymore as earlier this afternoon. As I said earlier, this morning we had some rain showers, not too many, but the tarmac is still a bit wet. Although for the remainder of this afternoon the forecasts have been dry weather. So we should be okay here for the time being. Okay, so the plane we now see in view is the A320 coming in from Manchester from EasyJet. Following that we have an A320 coming in from Munich, Lufthansa. And after that we have Vueling coming in from Florence in France. Florence, A319. You can see the crosswind. You can see how the plane is directed to us while it's actually going parallel to us. So there is a bit of crosswind for which they have to correct. It seems now that the wind has faded a little bit again. Or at least not as gusty anymore. And just as I say that, the wind seems to be picking up a little bit. And you can see how they have to correct for the wind while on final. Okay, let's have a look at flight radar, see what's coming up. Oh, I see the first heavy body in a while coming up. We have a 777-200 coming in from San Francisco, which is almost approaching the coast of Castricum. So it should be here in, let's see, the ETA is 5 minutes. Great. I think the number 4 in the line. So some big jets. Finally. Welling. Florence. Come on, focus. There you go. Okay, so to be clear, this is British Airways A319 coming in from Gatwick, and after that we have a 318, even smaller, coming in from Charles de Gaulle. So these are two very small Airbuses coming in. The 319 and the 318 is even smaller than the rest of the range. You will probably see that if they come by, when they come by. So you can see this already is rather small. So the next one coming in should be even smaller. Baby Airbus. Okay, so this is the mini Airbus, the A318. You can see the fuselage is shorter than the one prior. So this is the smallest Airbus of the 320 range, the 320 family. I'm not quite sure how many people can go in, how many passengers it can carry, but still more than a regular bus, of course. Okay, so if I recall correctly, we now should be awaiting a 777 from San Francisco. So let me double check on flight radar just to be sure. Yeah, correct. Let's see, and after that we have another 737 coming in from Bordeaux, KLM. And after that, an A310. Oh, you don't see them that often anymore. ULS Airlines Cargo. Okay. From Istanbul. So yeah, that's what's next. Let's see. So this KLM flight 282 from San Francisco. This is the PHBQC, and it says here that it's 19 years old and was delivered in November 2003. 19 years old, ladies and gentlemen. A golden oldie. And away it goes. All right. Meanwhile, the next plane is knocking at the door. Let me take a sip of my coffee before it gets cold. And quickly follow the plane. Okay, so let's see. stream still seems to be working. That's good. So this is the A310, the cargo airplane. This A310, by the way, is from 1992, 30 years old. I was curious and looked it up just now. "30 years, 1992, long time ago." What you might have heard just now passing over was another chopper. Was not another, but a chopper. Was the liveliner. On its way to the medical emergency. What's coming in now is an Airbus A220 coming in from Zurich, from Swiss. And it seems like that's going to be the last plane for a few minutes. Did not see any other planes on arrival in the vicinity, at least. Of course, there will always be new planes coming in. Beautiful planes, these Airbus A220s. Weren't they called Bombardiers before Airbus took the company over? I think it was so, but not sure. Well, let me double check, see if nothing is coming up. Yeah. Seems we have to wait for a couple of minutes. There is a CRJ approaching from Scandinavian, but that's still, well, flight radar says the ETA is 7 minutes, but it's probably going to take a little bit longer. Do see some wide bodies coming. There is a China Southern Cargo 777 coming in from Guangzhou, if I pronounced that correctly, which is now flying almost over Lelystad. So that's also in the vicinity. There's another 777 coming in from Dubai, from Emirates, a cargo 777. So these should be arriving in 10 or 20 minutes or so. What else is... not a lot. Patience. We see the lifeliner. We saw the lifeliner just going back. False alarm, probably. We see another Kivit car driving along the runway. The Schiphol Scarecrows. Making sure that planes can land safely without running into any birds. Well, seems like we have a moment of quiet, albeit only temporary. The CRJ from Scandinavian, that's coming in from Copenhagen, is flying base and will almost turn final. And the two 777s that I mentioned just now are also approaching quickly. So won't be long before we will see them in our view. There's another A319 also coming in from Copenhagen. That's coming in after the two triples. So there is some traffic inbound. Okay, well, it looks like the CRJ is almost turning final. Although still 3,000 feet high, but it's continuing its descent. Okay, so the CRJ is now turning final. According to flight radar. And the two triples are also approaching. So it won't be long before we will be seeing the CRJ coming in view. Although the clouds might obscure it a little bit. Okay, well, the CRJ should be in view quickly. And the two triples are also approaching fast. Okay, I think I see it. The CRJ. But can I also pick it up on camera yet? No, I think I can. Barely. Camera struggling a bit. But we have it. It's coming fast. The SAS CRJ. You can see how it's crabbing, pointing its face to the right to compensate for the wind coming in from the right. Okay. Okay, so this was the warm-up after our short break, and next we should be seeing two cargo 777s coming in. Let's see, yeah. So the first of the two triples is now turning final, and the second one is on the base leg. And after that, another A319 is coming in, also from Copenhagen. So let's prepare and see if we can capture the first triple. Let me see if I can see it visually. Not yet. Oh wait, I think I do see it. Doesn't seem to be having its landing lights on yet. Let me see, can I pick it up with the camera as well? Well, it starts having difficulty focusing as soon as I go up too much. There's no clear object in the sky, so we'll have to wait a little bit. But it is coming in. Oh yeah, we do see it now on the screen. Can I zoom into it? Well, yes. Okay, so again, this is China Southern Cargo coming in from Guangzhou. This plane, 13 years old, March 2009. And the triple now turning final is coming in from Dubai, Emirates Sky Cargo. And it's brand new, June 2022. This plane too, you can see how it's pointing its nose to the right because of crosswind. Not a lot. It's not extremely windy. Yeah, good stuff. Those GE90s, second to none, the sound. Always exciting to hear them. So, probably a lot of AliExpress parcels for Black Friday that have arrived. Hopefully they will be delivered to those who. Meanwhile, we have the second triple that was approaching in view. This one, the brand new triple from Emirates Sky Cargo. Let me quickly have a look at flight radar and see what's coming up next. So we still have the A319 from Copenhagen that is coming up, and unfortunately it seems that that is it for now. We do have some airplanes coming in that are now crossing the German-Dutch border, both in Groningen from China as well as from the rest of Europe. So I think we will have another 10-minute break or so where we will not be seeing any regular incoming traffic, but it is going to pick up again after that. Meanwhile, I also hear another chopper flying over. And it looks like the liveliner is out again. The trauma choppers. So probably another medical emergency, or maybe just a test flight. Don't know. They probably will be doing that too, every now and again. Okay, so coming in now, an A319 from Copenhagen. Come on, focus, focus, focus. And away it goes. Okay, so let's see where the next planes are situated. There are a few coming in now, but they are still 10 minutes out or so, if not more. So yeah, there is a China Cargo Airlines 777 coming in from Shanghai, which is scheduled to arrive in 14 minutes or so. Still at 14,000 feet, so that's still going to take a little while before it's coming over here. See some movement still in the distance. The triple we saw land not too long ago here. Taxiing to the cargo gates at the other side of the main area. Here you can still see it going and going and going. Okay. So everything is still going. Stream-wise, by the looks of it, it is. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, we have some incoming traffic approaching. Will be a few more minutes before they will be in view. And let's just see what comes after that. It's always a bit difficult to estimate beforehand. You can see things on the map. It's always a bit difficult to see how it will how it will line up. Whether or not it's going to be back-to-back traffic, or maybe there are some gaps of inactivity in between. Meanwhile, a tractor is coming this way. You'll probably hear that. As it passes behind me. All right. Oh, and now I also see a car coming on the cycling path. Not sure that that is allowed, but hey. Oh, it's one of those cars that people with disabilities can drive. Yeah, I think those are allowed on the cycling path. Okay, so flying on base is an A319 coming in from Prague, from EasyJet, and there's also a KLM Embraer 190 coming in from Belgrade. It seems that the 777 that is coming in from Shanghai is coming after that, or maybe it's coming after the Airbus coming in from Florence. So there's also another A320 coming in from Istanbul. Okay, so there are some planes coming in again. I now also see that there is a Dreamliner coming in from Mexico City, from Aeromexico, which has an ETA of 10 minutes, 787-900. So we do have some traffic coming in again, shortly. First up will be the A319 from EasyJet coming in from Prague, which is almost turning final. This plane, 13 years old, from January 2009. And it now seems to be turning final. So it should be in view shortly. So let's rotate and pan to the left, where it should be coming in view quickly. Okay, so it's now on final at 2,000 feet. Don't see it visually just yet, but that's only a matter of time. After that we have a KLM Embraer coming in from Belgrade, which is still on base. So yeah, we're waiting for the A319 from Prague to enter into view. And by the looks of it, the 777 from Shanghai will be number 3 on approach. Okay, visually I can now see the airplane. So let me see if I can also catch it on camera. There it is. Still, camera still finds it somewhat difficult to focus, it seems. Oh no, it is in focus right now. Okay, so again, this is EasyJet A319 coming in from Prague, and this particular airplane is 13 years old. You can still see how they're correcting for the crosswind. And it's off to the gate. Okay, meanwhile, the next plane is also knocking on the door. This the Embraer 190 from KLM coming in from Belgrade, and this plane is 8 years old, was delivered in January 2014. And after that, now turning final, is the 777 cargo plane coming in from China, from Shanghai. Won't be following this plane immediately afterwards, but it is almost there. Look at that. Showmanship. Keeping the nose wheel elevated as long as possible. And also keeping up the speed. Making sure that they are at the gate as quickly as possible. It's still like a 15-minute taxi from this point to get back to the gate. I think Polderbaan is one of the world's furthest removed runways from the main airport area in the world. Not sure if anybody keeps records about this, but okay, well, let's prepare for the 777. That should be... Oh, I can already see it visually. Let me see, can I also pick it up with the camera? Well, there it is. let me also see if I can keep it in focus. Yeah. Okay, so again, this is a Boeing 777 coming in from China Cargo Airlines, Shanghai. This particular plane, 12 years old. Spray galore, ladies and gentlemen. It's probably going to lower its spoilers any minute now. There you go. Then they'll retract the flaps as they will be taxiing to the cargo area of Schiphol. Okay, so let's have a look. Coming up next, we have an A390. No, sorry, an Embraer 190 and an A320 coming up after that. And third, now on final, is a Dreamliner from Aeromexico coming in from Mexico City. So there is some more coming up right now. In fact, we can see the first two planes in the same shot. That is, if the camera is able to maintain focus. Okay, come on, focus, focus. There we go. Right, so here the A320, and in the background there's also the Dreamliner. So we'll follow the Airbus and then quickly go back to also capture the Aeromexico Dreamliner. Seems that the wind is picking up again a bit. At least that's what it feels like to me. Fly Pegasus. It's also quickly vacating the runway so that the Dreamliner has all the space it needs to land. So let me quickly have a peek at flight radar. I try to keep the plane in focus. So this plane from Aeromexico, Mexico City, 5 years old. Was just curious to see the age. Well, what is up? Why won't my camera focus? Well, apologies for that. That was very unfortunate timing. For my camera to have a focus hiccup. Okay, so let's have a look at flight radar, see what's coming up next. We still have two Embraers coming up. Then an A319, and there's also another triple coming up from Lima, which is now just passing over the coast and on base. It's a 777 in orange pride livery, no less. A 300, so that's a beautiful plane. The orange pride livery, which, as you may or may not know, is half orange, half blue. Always wonderful to see arriving back on home base. And you can definitely see that they have to correct for some gusts. You might also hear it on the mic. There is definitely some wind today, despite the weather being calm otherwise. Lovely reflection of the sun. Okay, so the next two planes are also approaching. You can already see the landing lights being turned on. So there is Embraer number 2 And if I recall correctly, there's an A320 coming after that. Oh, and the tractor that passed us by earlier this afternoon now is on its way back, so you'll be hearing that in the background in a minute. Okay, so if I recall correctly, after this, the first or the second one is going to be another triple, the Orange Pride livery, KLM 777-300. I think this is the KLM Orange Pride 777-300. Beautiful. Well, let's see. There's an Airbus A319 coming, an A320, another Embraer. First coming up is an EasyJet plane coming in from Edinburgh. And the one after that is also in view. Let me just open up the diaphragm of my camera a little bit so that hopefully it can focus a bit better, because maybe not enough light was coming in, not sure. Another baby Airbus. Or compact, I should say. Let's have a look and see what's next. There's an A320 coming up, an Embraer 190, and then two Boeing 737s. And then the KLM Dreamliner that is coming from Mexico City is also coming in. They must have flown over the ocean behind each other, more or less, with only a few minutes time between departures and landing, probably. Okay, so that was the Welling. And the previous plane still in the background. Let's quickly pan back to the left because the next one is already on short final. Can we see the next one in the background as well? Visually I can see it already, but not sure if you can pick it up on camera yet. Don't think so. Another moped passing us by. Okay. Let's see. The other Dreamliner is probably the second one that we see in the background with the lights on already. But I'm not going to check on flight radar in the meantime. Let me just continue focusing on capturing these planes. We'll see it land eventually, that's for sure. Keeping up the speed, vacating the runway quickly, and then onto the gate. As the Embraer is leading the way. Right, let's quickly turn to the left again. and the Transavia 737 also making haste. Okay, this is the Dreamliner from KLM coming in from Mexico City. Clearly recognizable. Lovely, 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 lovely. Okay, let's have a look at flight radar and see what's coming up next. We have an A3 Embraer 190 coming up, an Embraer 195 coming after that, and then there is a 737 from Barcelona coming in. Do you have any wide bodies coming up shortly? Not so much. Not that I can see anytime soon. No matter. There is enough inbound traffic still coming in. All right. Okay, so let's have a look and see what's coming up next. What we now see arriving is an Embraer 195 from Billund. I think that's Denmark. Don't have my Scandinavia topography fully ready. It's brand new. Was delivered in February of this year. And after that we have a 737-700 coming in from Barcelona. So the 700 is the smallest of the 737s that Schiphol, KLM operates. You'll see when it passes by, the fuselage is shorter, much like the A319 and 318, although I think the 318 is even smaller. But you can definitely see how the 700 is a bit smaller than the 8 and 900, which you see much more often. Okay. Ooh. So the 737 coming in from Barcelona that we see right now is 14 years old, was delivered in October 2008. Here you can see the smaller fuselage, shorter. It's not extremely short. If you look closer, you can definitely see the difference. Okay. Now there is another plane coming in right now, and that is an Embraer 175 coming in from Kristiansand, 6 years old. And then we'll have another short break of no planes coming in, although I did see other planes approaching quickly, so it's not going to be like a 10-minute vacuum of no planes, but they aren't back to back as they were a little bit earlier. Right. Now let me have a look at flight radar and see what is coming up next. So I see that there are 2 planes approaching. And there's a third, there's a fourth. Okay, so there are some planes still coming in. Not a lot of big planes though. All narrow bodies. First one coming up is an Embraer 190 from British Airways, coming in from London City. 13 years of age, and is now flying in the vicinity of Castricum and Heemskerk, which are villages in North Holland, and the plane is now turning final. It's still some distance away, so we won't be able to see it right now. It's going to take a few minutes before it's going to enter into our field of view. Let's see, number 2, probably an Embraer 75 coming in from Brussels. That only departed 23 minutes ago. It's like by the time it's at cruising altitude, it already needs to descend again. Brussels, Amsterdam, distance of, 250 kilometers? 150 miles or so. It's quite nearby, at least. Let's see, number 3 is either... Well, no, I think there is a small plane approaching, a private jet from Nuremberg, from NetJets, but I think it will be, by the looks of it, it's going to land on runway 22, the Oostbaan. So the third plane that is still approaching is a 737-800 from Transavia that is coming from Seville. So the plane is in sight, at least visually. Can I also pick it up on camera yet? Don't think so. I'll have to wait. Okay, it's got its landing lights on now. That makes it a bit easier to discern and for the camera to focus. Let me try to zoom in as much as I can. So, like so. Slowly getting there. You can still see some minor corrections given in by the pilot to correct for the crosswind. Okay, the next plane is also coming up. Let's turn the camera around. There it is. Come on. Come on. You have to have some of the ground in view for the focuser to work, unfortunately. Look at how the nose is pointing directly into our direction, in our direction. And then at the last minute it's going to turn to the left. Get parallel to the runway, like now. Keeping up the speed again. And the previous airplane also still underway. Right, so let me quickly have a look at Flight Radar, see what's coming up next. Ooh, it's getting a bit busier. So there's the Transavia coming in from Seville first. There's an Embraer 190 coming in from Cork. And after that we have a 737-800 from Egypt Air coming in from Cairo. And there's also a 737-800 from KLM coming in from Lyon, France. So the Transavia 737 coming in from Seville, 5 years old. And number 2, the KLM Embraer from Cork, 12 years old. Time flies. I can still remember that City Hopper only flew with Fokker 100s and 75s. 12 years already, if not more, since they upgraded to Embraers. To me it feels like they've been flying those Embraers not as long, but there you go. Right, let's quickly turn back. See the next one coming in. That would be the Embraer, if I'm not mistaken. So we have an Embraer coming up, and after that 2 Boeing 737s. The one first coming in from Egypt Air from Cairo, 5 years old. The one after that, the KLM coming in from Lyon, is 14 years old. Okay, let's quickly make sure that we center the camera on the airplane again. Lovely how the sun is reflecting on the livery of the plane. Sun is already relatively low this time of year, so it provides nice ambient lighting. Let's quickly pan back to the left, because there are two planes already arriving quickly after one another. So this is the Egypt Air 737 from Cairo. Oh, I think the brakes need some work. It sounded like the brakes were audible when engaged. Okay, so then this is the elder 737, the KLM one, which my camera finds difficult to focus on. Have to have the ground in view for the camera to be able to focus when it's still so far away. Maybe with different backlight it's easier, but right now I can definitely say that the camera finds focusing a bit difficult when the plane is small and only in the air with the current background. Another moped passing by, as you can hear, and the other plane also making its way to the gate. The Egypt Air 737. So let's have a look and see, are there any planes coming up? Yep, there is a KLM Embraer 190 coming in from Düsseldorf, also just around the corner, 14 years of age. And after that we have a KLM 737 coming in from Copenhagen, 737-700, one of those smaller ones. And that plane is 12 years old, from 2010. You can see the corrections being given to compensate for the wind. It's more pronounced with these smaller planes than with the bigger jets. They seem to be more resistant against crosswind. Maybe I'm wrong, just my impression. Okay. Another plane arrived in the Netherlands on Black Friday, no less. Well, I'm happy it's not, the weather is not black, but cheerful. Let's see. I think flight radar is giving me confused information. What I see is a plane on arrival on final for the Polderbaan, but oh yeah, now it's it's gone back again. It seemed for a moment that it was going to land on the middle of the runways, the Zwanenburgbaan, but it's not. It's going to land on the Polderbaan, so we're going to capture it nearby. This is the Boeing 737-700 that is coming in from Copenhagen. 12 years old. So this is the mini 737, so to speak, the smallest of the family. Not sure if they're even produced anymore these days. Meanwhile, the Schiphol scarecrows, the kivits, are firing off some fireworks, which you might have picked up from the distance. It's funny, you can see the difference between the speed of sound and the speed of light. When you see, oh, he's going away already. Or is he going to fire another round? Of course, you can see the vehicle is now several hundred meters away. And you can see the smoke from the explosion before hearing the sound. It's coming this way. The Schiphol scarecrows, or the bird controllers as they're officially called. Yeah, I don't think it's going to fire another round of fireworks. Okay, Well, let's have a look at Flight Radar, see what's coming up next. Okay, so there is an Embraer 190 coming up. It's coming from Munich. It's coming soon. After that, there is a Ryanair coming in from Dublin, a 737-800. And after that, another Embraer 190 from Hamburg, Germany. And looking at the North Sea, the southwestern approaches, there is a KLM Embraer 175 coming in from Genoa. And there's also a 737-800 coming in from Madrid from KLM. So it's all narrow bodies still, unfortunately. Not a lot of wide bodies this afternoon. Really had hoped to have picked up a few more than we did this afternoon, but still can't have it all. We do have lovely weather and still a lot of traffic coming in. I'm definitely enjoying myself, and hopefully you, whoever might be watching this, do too. Another quick roll to the gate. Is not in view. Camera finds picking up and focusing on airplanes a bit difficult. Ryanair coming in from Dublin. Right. Let's see what's coming up next. There's also a 747 coming in from Jeddah by Saudi Cargo. I think I'll stick around at least until I've caught that one. And I think maybe after having captured and filmed the 747 that I might end the stream for today. I have to say that the lighting with the sun being low in the sky is really lovely. Reflects well on the liveries of the airplanes. Okay, so first up, two Embraer 175s. First one coming in from Frankfurt, the second one coming in from Genoa. And number 3 on arrival will be the Boeing 747-400 cargo plane from Saudi Cargo, coming in from Jeddah, and is from November 1996, ladies and gentlemen. So that's 26 years of age. Classic airplane. Looking forward to capturing that one. Okay, Embraer number 2 is also coming in quickly. I can see the 747 already in the background, so let's just focus on that one for now. Majestic silhouette 747-400. Really don't see them that often anymore these days, which is a shame. Queen of the skies. Well, we're definitely going to capture this queen. Can't take her prisoner, but we can certainly capture her. Look at that. Beautiful with the low sun illuminating the livery. Okay, the spoilers have been lowered. Soon you'll see the flaps go up as it vacates the runway and heads back to the cargo area of the platform. Okay. Meanwhile, the 737 is arriving. And as much fun as I've had today, I think I'm going to wrap up this first live stream. Hopefully I'll be back again soon. For now, I'm gonna say goodbye for now, and hopefully see you again at the next one. Take care.